Kasi MMOs are dead and I'm tired eh. Like, tatamadin ka lang naman sa MMO pag hindi mo inilaro yung MMO kung paano dapat laruin yung MMO, which is dapat marami kang kalaro, pare. Doon ka lang naman talaga tatamarin.
And I'm kind of tired. I know what you're thinking. Sticks, no, the MMO genre isn't dead. We have so many great looking MMOs coming. Maybe, sure. Sticks, we have so many incredible MMOs that are still alive. Sure, WoW, Final Fantasy 14, Guild Wars 2, maybe
yan
Black
talaga, boy na
Desert,
boy yan
maybe ESO.
Wow, yung mga yan talagang halos, talagang hindi, ano eh, parang hindi namamatay yung community. Ngayon, titignan natin kung ba't sinasabi niya na about dito sa MMOs are dead.
14, Guild Wars 2, maybe Black Desert, maybe ESO, all games that are a minimum of a decade old, which means there really hasn't been a single good, high-quality MMO that has remained relevant released in the last...
Mahirap nang palipatin from nandito sa mga to. Sino yan? Mga World of Warcraft. Ang hirap nang alisin ng mga player ngayon dito. Lalo na kapag yung World of Warcraft, papalipatin mo for example Tarisland, yung parang kumopya yata sa World of Warcraft, yung issue. Mahirap na kasing palipatin, boss eh. Kasi ano pang sense? Anong sense na lilipat ka from World of Warcraft papunta sa copy ng World of Warcraft? Kaya ang hirap na talagang buhayin ng mga bagong game.
Yeah, so all games that are a minimum of a decade old, which means there really hasn't been a single good, high-quality MMO that has remained relevant released in the
Wala na
last
silang rason
decade.
para lumipat.
I'm tired because there just doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot to cover. There just doesn't seem like there's really a whole lot to play. I started this channel back in 2017.
Di, dami nga ngayon pwedeng laruin eh. Totoo lang mga boss. Maraming pwedeng laruin ngayon na MMO compare dati. Yun yung dahilan kung bakit mabilis ma-burnout yung mga tao sa MMO. Dahil sa dami ng choices ngayon.
Over the course of the last 7 years, I've shifted the direction of the channel, the focus of the channel numerous times. We started as a gameplay channel, we shifted towards news, we started doing both gameplay and news, we started doing reviews. At present, I've played every MMO.
Oh, yun ang rason. Yun ang isa sa rason kung bakit tinamad ka maglaro ng MMO. Kasi nilaro mo lahat. As in, kumbaga parang inadik mo lahat na gusto mo lahat, i-progress mo. Ngayon, nagkakaroon ka ng disappointment kasi hindi mo na-achieve yung bawat malalakas na player.
Very little in terms of news for new MMOs. I've reviewed every single MMO or close enough to it. And while I still plan on covering MMOs in each respective year, in a slightly different way, I'm sure if you've looked at my channel recently, you'll see that I've taken a new direction with regards to covering MMOs in 2024. It's gotten to a point where I just feel like there isn't really enough that
burnout lang yan. Isa talaga sa reason kung ba't ka tatamadi sa bagay na gusto mo. Burnout talaga, boss. Kaya minsan kailangan mo talaga magpahinga. Pero hanggat na-enjoy mo yung game, laruin mo. Hindi mo naman kailangan kaagad magpahinga kung di ka pa naman nababurnout. Siguro mararamdaman mo naman yung burnout eh. Pag naramdaman mo yun, balik ka lang. MMO yan eh. Kumbaga kung ano yung progress mo nang iniwan siya, kung walang AFK yung laro, yun pa rin siya. Pero kung may AFK, pwede mo siyang iwanan for AFK lang muna. At least mga 2 days, pahinga ka. Diba? Ganun lang naman eh. Tapos balik ka. MMO naman to eh. Hindi naman siya one day lang nalalaroin na. Hindi katulad siya sa mga Dota na kailangan mong tapusin yung sinimula mong laro. Dito kasi pag nagsimula ka dito, hanggat nilalaro mo siya, hindi matatapos yung laro. Sa Dota kasi, pag nabasag yung Frozen Throne, tapos na. Masira yung tree, tapos na.
Full-time coverage of MMOs, and I'm not the only one that feels this way. The Lazy Peon has been covering non-MMOs. Kira TV no longer covers MMOs at all. Josh Strive Hayes has another channel called Josh Strive Plays, which does even better than his MMO channel. And honestly, those are actually really good videos, by the way. Mitch Mannix is beginning to also distance himself from MMOs just a little bit. Asmongold very rarely reacts to MMO content anymore. Content creators are just leaving the genre. Honestly, there's only so many times we can play a game or replay a game, and what future do we have to look forward to? Recently, Tower Fantasy released. That did horribly. Blue Protocol was supposed to release years ago.
Kasi siya eh, no? Pag na-adapt nila ng maayos yung play to earn ng MMO, magbabago yung tingin nila sa MMO. Feeling ko lang hindi kasi nila ina-adapt talaga eh. Kino-consider nila na pangit na game agad kapag NFT or pay to win. Hindi naman talaga kagandahan yung pay to win. Siguro mas ilimit yung ang pinaka-ideal talaga sa akin. May auto, sobrang limited yung pay to win. I mean, talagang hindi mo mapapagastos yung tao ng at least 10k a week. Ganun kababa or 10k a month pala, sorry. Ganun kababa yung pay to win. Para hindi lumayo masyado yung gap. Pero sobrang dami ng player base kaya kikita pa rin yung dev. Yung sustainable na sustainability ng server, matagal pa rin. Yun yung ideal na game para sa akin, boss. Para yung mga F2P, talagang nandun lang. Kumbaga, mag-grind nila yung dapat i-grind, may ibenta nila yung dapat ibenta.
We're still waiting
Tama
for
yan,
that. We don't even know if it's
damdaman
going to
ko.
release in 2024 anymore. Throne and Liberty. God knows how that's going to do. Both Blue Protocol and Throne and Liberty have failed horribly in their countries of origin. We have Ashes of Creation that is still in the early alpha stages of development. That is years and years away from releasing. The Riot MMO announced they are going to go essentially radio silent for years, meaning this game is even further away than it was a few years ago when it was first announced. Arcade 2 was supposed to release in 2023, got delayed to 2024. Got delayed from 2024 to 2025 now. They shut down the original arcade server. They don't have anything. There's no arcades left for people to play. Chrono Odyssey was supposed to release in 2024. Chrono Odyssey got pushed back from 2024. Now it's releasing in 2025. That's if it releases in 2025. Olden Valhalla Rising was supposed to release in 2022. Got delayed to 2023, 2024. Now the company behind it has been silent for about a year. God knows if we're still even getting it. Grand Saga, that was released years ago in Korea and Japan. That was supposed to release globally years ago as well. You know what? We still haven't gotten it. They did confirm we're going to be receiving the game soon. What does that mean? Crimson Desert was originally being developed as an MMO. They decided it wasn't worthwhile anymore. They can make more money by having it not be an MMO. Dokkaevi was originally being developed as an MMO. You know what? That's no longer an MMO either. Why? The very same reason. It's more beneficial, more lucrative to not have it be developed as an MMO, to instead either have it as a single player or a multiplayer focused game. Dungeon Fighter Overkill, which was essentially the revamped Dungeon Fighter Online that was supposed to be an MMO, was confirmed to also no longer be an MMO. This is an MMO that I was super hyped for because it looked so good and played so good. Not an MMO anymore. Why? Because studios don't want to make MMOs anymore. It's just too difficult and not worth the investment, the time investment or the financial investment. Project BBQ, which was that beautiful anime MMO set in the Dungeon Fighter world, but completely open world and fully action. That's no longer an MMO. You know what it is? It's an Elden Ring Souls-like open world action RPG. Why is it no longer? Because MMOs suck now. That's just the long and short of it. You want to know the kinds of MMOs we're getting? Revelation M just launched. You know what Revelation M is? The mobile version of Revelation Online. I streamed it for about 4 hours. Not only was it autoplay, auto-pathing bullshit, but the quests, the voices themselves, all the voice acting, the translations were AI generated. They didn't even have a voice cast. They didn't even have a voice director. They literally let AI do everything. You know what else launched recently? Moonlight Blade M. Surprisingly, and I know this is going to come as a shock to you, it utilized auto-pathing, autoplay, and AI voice acting, AI story, AI everything. These are actual abominations of games. These shouldn't even be classified.
Siguro iba talaga, boss, kung ipinanganak ka sa culture sa West gaming communities, kaya di nila alam kung ano ang habol natin dito sa NFT MMORPG. Parang tingin ko kasi game is yun din game is game talaga sa kanila, hindi talaga trabaho eh. I mean, hindi talaga pagkakakitaan, kaya siguro talaga ganun.
As MMOs anymore. The MMO genre right now is just in this horrible state. Not only has this genre stagnated significantly over the course of the last few years, but innovation has been stifled. Studios don't give a fuck anymore. Studios just want to milk players for every single cent they can, and that is evident in the kinds of games that they're producing. Good MMOs have become rare. All of the talented developers seem to have migrated on over to creating high quality indie survival games. Look at Valheim, look at V Rising, look at Pal World. All critical, overwhelming successes, all appealing to the MMO crowd. Why? Because they allow for a large group of players to play a game together by offering them, providing them what they want,
Pero hindi naman ng
while
MMO.
also providing them a high quality experience. That is not what we get out of horrible quality cross-platform MMOs. We've covered a few different games on the channel
Pag
in the
cross-platform
last
talaga, huwag di ka
6
pwede
months.
masyadong mag-expect.
Traha,
Kasi gawa nga ng cellphone eh. Pag cross-platform talaga, medyo nababa talaga yung quality, especially sa mga effects ng skill. Pero tignan nyo naman yung Mirror 4, mga boss. Ang ganda pa rin naman ng effects. Yun nga lang, hindi kasing ganda talaga ng mga AAA na game. Pero talagang mapapagtyagaan. Hindi naman mapapagtyagaan. Kumbaga, maganda na rin talaga yung experience. Yung experience sa loob ng game. Pwede
Arthur
talaga sa tao eh.
Chronicles. These are Asian MMOs that
Dapat gaya
are
niya
cross-platform
Teka, balik
compatible with PC and mobile. There are multiple more coming out, and all of them are going to suffer the same fate. They're all going to be equally as terrible, and none of us are going to want to play them. The future of the MMO genre is in a very bad state. There's literally nothing coming out in the foreseeable years that is going to retain our interest long term. Blue Protocol was fun during the beta. By the time it comes out, there are going to be much better games than it. Wuthering Waves is a better game than it. Azure Premilia is a better game than it.
Sablay, diba?
Genshin Impact is a better game than it. Throne and Liberty is an inferior version of Black Desert. The reason it failed in Korea is because everyone already knows this. Every other game that comes out, or MMO that comes out by the time they actually do successfully release, are going to be irrelevant. The MMO player base is slowly drying up, day after day, week after week, month after month. We're migrating to other games. Gacha games, single player, multiplayer RPGs, survival games. And that's just because, honestly, MMOs created these days just suck. And a lot of people are just growing tired of them, myself included. Now, again,
Tumatanda na lang din
this channel is
siguro si
going
boss.
nowhere. This is just me sitting here exhausted, looking at all the horrible MMOs
Madami
that
kasing
are
choice eh. Kaya,
releasing, that have
pero kung
released.
katulad nung panahon ng PlayStation 1, boss, yung talagang wala kang choice kundi laruin yung CD na meron ka. Lahat ng laro maganda eh. Ngayon kasi sobrang dami ng choice, kaya akala mo, di ka na nakakapaglaro ng magagandang game. Sana therapist na lang kausapin nila. Wag na Kaya nga eh.
Covered that I know I'm going to have to cover, and it's sad.
Di naman sa therapist yan, boss. Ano lang yan, burnout lang yan si boss. Pero sa ngayon naman yung mga content niya pa rin, parang about pa rin naman sa ano eh. MMO pa rin hanggang ngayon. Di niya pa rin naman nahihiwalayan yung MMO eh. O Lineage 2 kanya. Once Human. MMO. 1 month ago daw yun ha. 1 month ago. Mabuburnout ka talaga pag hindi ka tumitigil sa ginagawa mo. Everyday mong gagawin. Mabuburnout ka talaga eh. Gawin mo nga doon siya. Sa ako dyan, boss.